really got interested in this and spending years researching a book, which is what one does, for two reasons, one professional, one personal. And I worked for years as a lawyer at the American Civil Liberties Union. And my specialty was First Amendment censorship, and I worked on a fair number of academic freedom cases, by which I mean everything from student free speech, students wearing t-shirts and armbands, books taken out of school libraries, to professors at the university level who were restricted from research on controversial topics. I mean, the essential stuff that scholars do. So I was familiar with a lot of the great Supreme Court cases from the 60s, where the court really, in somewhat belated reaction to the McCarthy era, began to recognize academic freedom as a, quote, special concern of the First Amendment, unquote. But I really didn't know much about the background, the human background, the stories that came behind these cases, and really the incredible repression that had gone on, especially in schools and colleges. So that was sort of the professional side of it. And the personal side of it was, I grew up in New York. I was the child of a school teacher. He was not a radical activist school teacher at all, but I knew the milieu, about which I later learned a lot from doing research for this book, because a lot of the personal and social history of the book comes out of New York, where, in part because it's such a diverse place, in part because there was a lot of radical activity in New York, there was also a lot of very intense repression. So the conflicts and the human stories became very interesting to me.